Hare Krishna. Hello, hello. Good evening, my dear Prabhus, dear Matajis. Thank you for being with us. This is our 11th session of the Meditation and Yoga Philosophy Workshop. Ang dami na, more than half na. And I hope di pa kayo kasawa sa boses ko, but you've been hearing a lot from me. I've been reading and hearing a lot from you also, so we're getting to know each other then. I'm so happy with our connection. And again, so grateful pa rin palagi for your presence. Thank you for walking the earth. Hare Krishna, hello, hello. Amaya, good evening. Hi. Hello, Annie. Hare Krishna. Hmm. Jean, hi, Jean. Are you at work? Nasa work ka ba? Hello, hello. Jason, Hare Krishna. Jason. Jeff, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sa ibang lugar ka ngayon, ah. Hare Krishna. Of course, we have Jessie. Hi, Jessie. Straight from Lipa Farm. Hi, Jessie. Hare Krishna. Keiko. Hare Krishna, Keiko. Mataji. Hello. Joyce. Hello. Hare Krishna. Marjan Kaloy. Prabhusan Mataji. Hare Krishna. Marlene. Where's Marlene? Hi. Hare Krishna, Marlene. Majo and Jumi. Hare Krishna. Hello. Pame. Nasa si Pame? Nakita ko si Pame kayo na. Hello, Pame. Hare Krishna. Of course, we have Pat. Hello, Pat. Hare Krishna. Ay, nagko-connect siya ulit. Hare Krishna, Patty. Good evening. Rob Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hello. Good evening. And, of course, hi, Rochi. Hare Krishna. So, you know the drill. You should always be in the mood of request. As a student, we should be in the mood of humility. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuveva cha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So hello to those who have just recently joined. Hare Krishna, yan si Dan, hello. Jumi. And ang ganda ng title natin ngayon, nakita niyo ba? Where do we go when we die? It's always a question. Um, Shout out pala, alam mo, vlog, you know? So, yung artwork na to kay Alex Gray yan. Yan, may sa mga ganyang art. So, ano nangyayari kapag when a living entity dies? So, it's often a question, what happens? Is there a life after that? Is it gonna be nothingness, blanco na ba afterwards? Or you'll just roam around? So, in our workshop, hindi tayo takot pag-usapan yung death. Hindi uso yung knock on wood, Radha Charan Prabhu. Ba't tayo pag-usapan? Huwag natin pag-usapan yung death. Oh my Krishna. Diba? Hindi natin pag-usapan yung death. So it's not like that. The more we accept death, the more we understand about death, the more we can live fully. You're not really fearful. Takot dito yung mga tao actually. And when one doesn't understand that, it's gonna be cause of anxiety kapag nag-age ka na. Why? Magtatapos na yung glory days ko. Hindi ako pa makapag-enjoy, di ba? Nahihirapan na ako kumilos. Hindi ko na magagawa yung mga nagawa ko dati. Or hindi ko pa nagagawa yung target ko, yung goals ko. Yung bucket list ko, wala pa ako nagagawa. Because that, kala natin it's the end of it all. Tapos, yung iba, because of their atheistic mentality or having lack of knowledge about that, they think after that, tapos na. Their goal is to maximize their enjoyment, sense gratification this lifetime, even in the most unfair means, manlamang sa iba. Basta makatakas ako sa law of the land, okay na ako. Not knowing ano yung nag-aabang after. So previously, we discussed these two chapters, stay in the world, be a lurus, whatever situation, if you're steady with your consciousness, by the power of meditation, mantra meditation, so you can remain uncontaminated kung ano yun sa paligid mo. Hindi ka basta-basta maapektuhan nung sinasabi, iniisip ng ibang tao tungkol sa'yo. We have this, pinoprotect natin yung image natin. Image is ano yung pagkakatingin nila sa atin. Personality, ano yung nakikita nila sa behavior natin. But the character is much more important. Ito na yung pag walang nakatingin. Sino ka talaga? Diba? Paano ka kumilos? Siyempre, conscious tayo pag may iba nakatingin. Paano ka pag wala na? Paano ka mag-isip? Siyempre, ikaw na nakakaalam nun. So, how to be not easily contaminated or influenced is becoming a spiritual person that practice what we call sadhana or the everyday practice continuously. Try to stop the practice. Automatic, all the habits will creep in. Diba? Hindi mo bantayan. Yung mga ginagawa mo, automatic gagawin niya, may muscle memory. So there are three doers. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Second one is His energy, the material nature. And of course, us. Having desires. So hindi lang tayo yung naggagawa ng decision or yung cause ng mga nangyayari sa paligid natin. Of course, we have the equal vision, seeing every living entity as souls, and also Krishna is within them. And for one to attain peace, of course, one should have the knowledge, who's the proprietor of everything, who's the beneficiary of every sacrifices, austerities, offerings, who is the well-wisher, na meron tayong control or influence, pero napakalit lang. Pero who's the greater, the higher being, the highest being. If one attains this, we will have peace of mind, kasi hindi siya subjected ng frustration sa lamentation kapag nawawala yung mga bagay, tapos umaalis, diba, dumating sa'yo or hindi mo makuha. So magkakaroon ka ng detachment, the right use of detachment. The sufferings comes when one is too much attached to an idea. Di ba yung mga idealistic, sobrang pag di nangyari yun, ayaw nila. Perfectionist, di ba? Nakakasama ka naman ng OCD sa bahay. Di ba? Okay, pag mag-uusap kayo, lahat inaayos, pinapantay na gano'n. Di ba? Pag nagulo, hindi na stress siya. Diba? Yung nasa fridge nila, nagkapalit ng kulay. Oh, hindi niya matiis. Okay lang maging malinis at maayos. Pero if it is a disorder, diba? Hindi ka na makalis ng bahay kasi nalako ba? Tapos babalikan. Tingnan, parang nalako ba? Balik ka ulit. Or pag may kotse ka, alarm ka ng alarm. Tit, 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 tit. So if it's a disorder, mahirap na, diba? So, wala tayong control talaga. Sobrang hindi natin makakontrol. Diba? Ayaw mo magkaroon ng wrinkles, pero magkakaroon siya. Magkaka-white hair ka. So, yeah. But you can use ito mga to, you can use yung cleanliness, yung pagiging organized in your life. You can use that. But don't make it um, go to a point na disorder na siya. Na hindi ka na maka-function. So, peace of mind is surrendering. Okay, I'll do my best. Have the right consciousness while ginagawa ko yung mga responsibilities ko in this earth, in this life, in the relationship. Pero, we must be detached. Pagtanggalin sa atin yon, ayun it is what it is. At yung kailangan mangyari. Peace of mind, if one is peaceful inside, madaling hawaan yung paligid. Isipin mo lahat may peace of mind. Sarap, di ba? Hindi mo kailangan parang sa ibang bansa, di ba? Sa ibang bansa, pwede kang pag nasa coffee shop ka, pwede mo iwanan yung laptop mo, tapos mag-CR ka, di ba? Try mo dito yon. Di ba, may napuntahan akong place. Parang yung stroller ng anak niya, punta sa store, iniwanan niya sa labas kasi may step, hindi niya maakyat. Yung bata, iniwanan sa labas. Pero okay lang, hindi mo wala anak mo. Iba pa ka concern, babantayan pa. Ano yung mga gamit, di ba? Isipin mo lahat may peace of mind. Hindi na kailangan gawin yung mga ganung bagay. Hindi na kailangan lamang. So, next na diniscuss natin yung easy. Sabi ni Arjuna, I want to just meditate in the forest. He wants to escape. Pero, if you are just you and your mind alone, it's much more dangerous. Sabi nga, busy is good. Because idle mind is a devil's workshop. Mas matenga ka, mas marami kang na may mental ka, mas nakakapraning, nakaka-paranoid. Diba? Alam mo yung mga nang-aaway sa sa internet, yung mga keyboard warrior. Mga wala masyado madaming time. Diba? Lahat pinapatulan. Diba? At the same time, ganun din sila, di-depress din sila. Kailangan nila may gagawin. It's because the senses, the mind, the intelligence is not properly engaged. Makita mo to sa bata. Makita mo gusto niya magsulat-sulat ng sa pader, mag-drawing to. Bigyan mo siya ng magandang canvas, paintbrush. 'Di ba? A place kung saan siya pwede magkalat. 'Di ba? Okay na madumihan ka, basta maglinis ka pagtapos or tidy up after. Ini-engage mo, hindi mo pinipigilan, hindi mo sinosuppress. Alam ng mga magulang 'yon, 'di ba? Nasa-solve yung mga curiosity nila. Alam mo kung anong stages na sila. Ganun din yung mga tao. Ang dami natin gustong gawin. Pero hindi natin alam kung paano. Parang mga bata. Bata na sa malaki, nasa matandang katawan. Sulat lahat ng dingding. Yeah, di ba? Work of art lahat. Kala mo si si Basquiat andun sa paligid. Okay, si Picasso. Puro dinosaur. Ashtanga yoga, of course. If you practice this, enemy of friend first, yung mind mo pwede mo maging enemy. Pwede mo maging friend din kapag you are in control. Yung mga successful na tao, they're in control. Yung mga charming na tao, di ba? Nakita mo sila. Well-mannered. It doesn't mean na mayaman, gentleman na, no. It doesn't, parang yung pagiging class. Hindi ibig sabihin, pera yung usapan doon. Yung pagiging gentleman, yung pagiging, with etiquette, di ba? It's in the character. At the same time, nakikita mo sila, charming sila kasi they are always in control sa mind nila. Kita mo how they move, they act, they respond. Hindi sila react lang. Ashtanga yoga, it is because, Arjuna, gagawin mo lahat to. Hindi ganun kadali. You have to be in a secluded place. You have to practice celibacy. Sino niyo kaya mag-practice ng celibacy dito? By choice or by no choice? Pwede ka na mag-monk. So yeah, it's a power of control, diba? One could not just practice spirituality tapos free sex for everyone. Diba? Diba yung baka nagka-practice ng kundalini? Alam mo yung logo ng pharmacy? Pharmacy ba yun? Medicine, diba? Yung may snake na umaakyat. That's kundalini, diba? At aligning your chakras and all. Yung maakit na yun is yung ojas, the most powerful element sa katawan. Which is kaya niya mag-produce ng human being. Pero yung iba, they're just wasting it. Just for short pleasure. Makita mo yung mga taong ganon, they're much more depressed. Diba? Pero yung in control sa sex pleasure, in control sa sex drive nila, kaya dami nilang kayang gawin. Sharp memory, iba yung glow ng katawan nila, ng balat nila, iba yung energy nila. This is the hardest sense to control, the sex drive. Alam mo yung mga walang control na ito, they could just commit crime. Diba? Kaya they are willing to be unfaithful to the person they love the most because of uncontrolled sex drive. Nalasing lang ako, hindi ko lang ginagawa. Diba? Diba? So yes, celibacy. So ang daming rules and regulations. If you want to perfect your life just doing this. Just like yung pinag-usapan natin, the yoga ladder. Talaga, gusto mo akitin lahat yan. Ayaw mag-elevator. Kasi in-explain yung success or failure. Pwede kang, pag di ka naging successful this lifetime, ano yung magiging next life mo? If you are an impersonalist, you practice voidism, nothingness, that's your future. Success or failure, wala. Ano yung plano, anong gusto mo wala. So, if you are into mystic powers, afterwards, wala na rin yun. It is just like learning how to play drums or an instrument very nice. Ganun din yung mysticism. And what is the purpose? Lulutan ka ng 1 inch, practice ka, mag-levitate ka, or 3 inches. Or you could read mind, or you could mental telepathy. Teka lang, may message ako kay Marlene na wala akong load sa cellphone Diba? Pwede ka naman mag-chat, diba? Hindi mo kailangan mag-spend ng years para makuha mo yung mga ganong mysticism. You want to teleport? Pwede ka naman bumili ng ticket So, mga ganitong bagay. Of course, the greatest magic, the greatest mystic na pwede mo mysticism na pwede mo magawa is the change of heart. That's the greatest magic. Diba? Palambutin mo yung puso ng isang heart, stone-like heart person. Hard-hearted person, di ba? Ang hirap nun. Being gentle, So, the greatest yogi na very close kay Krishna is those who are always meditating on Him, within Himself, always abides in Him with great faith. He's the most intimately united with me in yoga. That is my opinion. That's according to Krishna. Yoginam apinam sarvesham matkantera atatmara. So, ito yung greatest yogi, the bhakti yogi, kasi may personal connection. That's what we need to do. We want to do. Even in our relationship, iba pag personal, di ba? You spend time talking, getting to know them. You ask wonderful questions. Slam book, di ba? Slam book millionaire. Joke lang. Naghalo, So that's yoga. Being a yogi, that's easy. It's not easy. So the easiest way talaga is to practice bhakti. That's the express elevator. Because we have short life this era, this is the fastest way to cleanse, to connect. So inhale. Nag-review lang tayo. Because Bhagavad Gita is composed of 18 chapters, kung napansin nyo. Binubuklat niyo ba yung Bhagavad Gita nyo? Baka inaalikabok na yan dyan So, may 18 chapters yan. First 6 chapters, it's talking about karma yoga, the actions, di ba? Yung mga galaw. Ano nangyayari? The 13 to 18 chapter, Jnana Yoga, much more understanding, knowledge. 7 to 12 is the important chapters. It's discussing about Bhakti Yoga. Like the whole scriptures, whole Vedas, may mga essence yan. Yung cream, yung nectar. That is the Srimad Bhagavatam, the nectar of all the Vedas. And also the nectar of all the history, the pastimes, the stories, the Mahabharata. Yung Mahabharata is composed of 100,000 verses. Sobrang haba nun. Bhagavad Gita is 700 verses lang. Kaunti lang niya. Compare mo sa babasahin mo yung Mahabharata. Kaya mahaba nga siya. And gitna nun is the Bhagavad Gita. So, naka-sandwich. And in the Bhagavad Gita, naka-sandwich din dito yung middle 6 chapters, which is talking about Bhakti Yoga. And of course, sa gitna nito, may mga essence of the Bhagavad Gita, mga verse na pa-importante. We will try to discuss that, I think, this week or next week. So, moving forward, welcome to our 11th session. So, this is the chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. If you love a person, you must know most of, if not all, the things about that person. So you want to connect with the Supreme. You want to know about all the things that you can know about Him. We cannot absolutely know and understand. Imagine mo yung unlimited tapos our limited brain. We want to understand the Supreme. The Bhagavad Gita will discuss about these things directly from the right source, kay Krishna mismo. We're always scratching the surface. Even we read the Bhagavad Gita many times in your lives. Ang dami pa rin mga bago makukuha. Because it's alive. It's Krishna. Nakwento ko na ba yung frog in the well na analogy? Hindi pa, no? There's a frog in the well. Sa balon. Balon malalim. So may frog. Doon na siya lumaki. Doon na siya nabuhay. Doon na siya umalis. Tapos, may frog number 2 na pumunta doon. And this frog number 2, pupunta siya doon. Nalilitan siya. Claustrophobic siya. Anong nangyari? Lit-lit na ito. And the frog in the well, na frog number 1, is saying, ano maliit? Diba? Luwag-luwag nga. Nakita mo yung kabilang corner na yan. Diba? Diyan ako tutulog. Dito yung CR ko. Diba? Wala pala corner ng bilog. Yung side lang pala na. Yung side na bilog na yan. Tulog, dito ako. Sa side na to, dito ako recreation. So, this frog number 2 have been outside and explored different places. Nakita niya yung different body of waters. So, na-explain niya, lilit ito, yung water source mo, ito lang. Anong ito lang? Ito na yung, ito yung source ng mga ginagamit ko pang araw-araw. Kasi na-explain na frog number 2, di mo ba alam may reservoir of water sa labas sa sobrang laki? Tapos sabi ng frog in the well, talaga? Double na ito? Ano yung mga frog di mo gumagano? Pag may sound sila. Gusto niyang express with pride. Hindi lang doble. Much more. Paano much more? 4 times? Hindi mo naiintindihan kasi. Sobrang laki, hindi mo mabibilang. Paano 10 times? Tapos hanggang sumabog si frog number 1, si frog in the well. It's just like us. We want to understand the Supreme. We want to understand life according to our own experience. We want to understand the Supreme according sa experience natin sa katawan. Tumatanda rin yata siya, lumakasakit yung ngipin niya, kailangan niya mag-toothbrush. Kasi ganun yung experience natin eh. Tapos we want to understand Him according sa mga knowledge na natutunan natin previously. Paano siya magsasalita? Paano niya naiintindihan yung mga dasal ng ng lahat ng tao kung sabay-sabay? Diba? Ganun. So, we don't understand yung supremacy niya. Yung pagiging unlimited niya. We're trying to understand it. Para tayong frog in the well. Ito lang alam natin. Feeling natin, ito lang. So, doon natin binibase. So, we want to be in a humble position to understand in this, to understand the Supreme in this humble mood. To be a student. So, that's why knowledge of the Absolute, because we're trying to, at least, that's the acronym natin is HEAD. HEAD. How to understand Him? This is very important. Open your Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 1. So, yung mga important na sinashow natin ng mga slide with the verses, you can mark it, tupi mo, or anong um, ritual mo sa mga book, but read the purports. So, sobrang importante yan. So, nag-uusap pa rin sa gitna ng battlefield, di ba? So, sabi ni Arjuna, ni Krishna kay Arjuna, now here, touch Shrinu. Nakita mo yung last line. Touch Shrinu. Now here, O son of Pritha. Arjuna, how by my how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So, being attached, the mind is attached, mind is engaged, kaya Krishna consciousness. Hindi ka lang basta conscious, you're conscious kay Krishna. One could understand him. It's really hard to know and understand him nang walang galaw. So, like, alam mo yun, armchair gymnast lang. Puro mind lang, no? We will try to become new frog in the well. We must reciprocate with service, devotion service. Diba? We are servants. So we must do that for us to understand. This is realized knowledge. Diba ang dami natin din-discuss, pero pag nandun ka na sa normal daily lives mo, oo nga, no, ito yung sabi ni Radha at Sara, no? We're not the body. Uy, yung animals, ganito. Uy, buhay nga siya. That's realized knowledge. Ina-apply na natin. So if we're always conscious on that, we're always conscious of Him, we will understand. And the doubt will be cleared. So ito yung sasabi ni Krishna, instruction niya kay Arjuna, now here. Because this is the entry point of knowledge, hearing. So ano ba yung mga nangyayari kapag one is hearing? We must hear about the Supreme from Him. Hindi yung kani-kanino lang na nag-psychedelic lang. Kaya na-explain si God. Nakita ko siya, sabi niya galito. Diba? Punta lang sa Quiapo, ang daming incarnation ni God. Diba? Tapos maya-maya mas ang daming kaganapan. Diba? So same. Kanino ka makakakuha ng perfect knowledge, absolute knowledge? Sa kanya mismo. Or his devotees. Na pinas down. Pinasa niya kay Arjuna, tapos napasa yung knowledge na yun. Or from him directly. That is why it is called Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Bhagavan, the song of the Supreme. So, Krishna, since andito siya sa atin lahat, when we are really interested to really know Him, He is much more being involved sa atin. Mas mararamdaman mo siya ngayon. Hindi ko lang kung nako-compute mo yung mga nangyayari sa paligid natin or nagiging aware ka na. Teka lang, parang ang daming ginawa ni Krishna ng arrangements. Sinat niya yung scene, sinat niya yung mga pangyayari. Tapos andito ako ngayon. Parang ang perfect timing. Perfect place, perfect timing. Tapos perfectly open ako. Open yung emotion ko. Kung kailan ko kailangan. So this is Krishna's arrangements. He is acting as your best wishing your friend. Best friend mo siya. How? Diba kasama mo siya? Even ipanganak ka sa isang warm body, sa isang stool, kasama pa rin si Krishna. So, sino dito yung may best friend na pag makulong yung best friend, samahan kita sa loob? Hindi, di ba? Hindi, diyan ka lang sa labas. Siyempre, kailangan piyansahan, di ba? Pero, hindi, samahan kita sa loob. Ride or die nga eh. No, si Krishna ganun. Kahit saan kang pumunta, kasama mo siya. Siya yung ultimate best friend mo. Kahit worst body mapuntahan mo, kahit puno ka pa. Na 200, nasa UPLB ako kanina. So, may restaurant kasi tayo doon. But sarado pa, inaasikaso namin para mag-open na when the time comes na may face-to-face ulit. So, pinamasan namin mga puno. Ilang taon na kaya to? Kasi bata pa lang ako. Lagi ako sa UPLB. So, malaki na siya ng bata pa lang ako eh. Diba? Nandun yung mga fertility tree, diba? Sa paligid nun. So, pag naging puno ka, ilang daan taong ka nanonood sa mga tao. Tapos okay, tatatuan ka ng mga tao, di ba? Marge love Kaloy. Ay, paligtad pala. Kaloy love Marge. Tapos may arrow. Tatatuan sila. Ikaw wala kang magawa. Doon ka lang. Same, di ba? Pero si Krishna kasama ka kahit saan body ka pumunta. That's why he is your best friend. So when we hear, it is the form of advancement. Knowledge will come. We might not understand it right now. Pero nun siya sa subconscious mo. When the time comes, andyan yung death, andyan yung scenario, lumalabas siya. Oh, ito yung foundation. That's why this workshop is building our foundation. Deeper, stronger foundation. Kapag nandiyan yung mga scenario, wala, may pundasyon ka eh. Ay ka now. So, mahirap gumawa ng pundasyon kapag andyan na yung, yung establishment. So, ngayon, we're building our foundation. And at the same time, yung foundation hindi naka-display kasi nasa ilalim siya ng ground. So, yes, by more hearing, one becomes fixed in devotion service. One will become steady. Natural development of dormant transcendental knowledge. We are Satchit Ananda, eternally knowledgeable and blissful. Nagigising siya. Kaya awakening. Ano yung awakening na to, di ba? Ang daming mga uso na ganun. Hashtag. Ano yung awakening na to? That is awakening of that real relationship, real knowledge, real bliss. Andyan na talaga siya. Covered lang. So, material loss and avarice nawawala. So, it's cleansing, healing. One becomes steady in pure goodness. The hard knot of material affection is severed. We are always entangled sa makamundong buhay and mga senaryo. Alam mo yung may sitwasyon kang pinasok tapos ang hirap labasan. Diba? Toxic relationship. Pasok ka, hindi ka maka-exit. Attach ka na rin kasi, di ba? O kaya, alam mo yun, ang dami mo na responsibility. Nakapag-invest ka na ng time. Nanginaya ka dun sa pinagsamahan nyo. Pero that's like a hard knot of material affection. Tanggal yun. We are too much attached in this material world. It's severed. Di ba naalala mo yung di pa uso yung mga AirPods? Pag nalagay mo yung earphones mo sa bulsa, tapos magubuhol-buhol. Diba? Tapos pag natanggal mo, grounded na. So same. Okay yung dreadlocks, di ba? Minsan, kailangan mo na putulin kasi hindi mo na ma-untangle. Same. Our life is like that. Our material entanglement is there. So, just by hearing, we're understanding o tinatanggal yun. The conclusion is, only way to understand the science of Krishna is by hearing from Krishna or from his devotees. Science talaga. There is a statement, you can experiment, then you can conclude, di ba? May theory, So that's science, di ba? May process. So hearing. So eligibility of Arjuna to hear because he's a devotee and a friend. You cannot just hear from a teacher without having that relationship, without the humility. Qualification to receive transcendental knowledge, a devotee, of course, may connection. You cannot really understand and just hear Bhagavad Gita and all, tapos impersonalist ka. Baliwala lang yon. It has good benefits sa soul natin. One day, magigising din tayo doon, but maybe slow. But the seed of bhakti is there. We're farmers. We're planting seeds. So, from a bona fide parampara, disciplic succession, of course, directly from Krishna. So, the bhakti process is easy. Because it's free. Hindi mo kailangan ng diploma, ng ganitong class ng tao, ganitong class ng pamumuhay, ng certain language, or certain nationality, or visa. No. Wala nga eh. You just need the mood of humility, the mood of a student. That's why it's free. But in another sense, however, dalawa pa, no? In another sense, however, bhakti is very difficult to perfect because it is obtainable only by selfless devotion, not by any material formula of mental speculation nor ritual. So you cannot speculate or you cannot have material formula. Ay, pag meron na akong ganito, may ganito na akong equipment, pag may ganito na akong mga panaphernalia, diba? May singing bowl na ako, may ganitong crystal, may ganito na akong Hindi mo ikaka-advance yun. Di ba? Kailangan mo ng selfless devotion. Kahit makumpleto mo pa lang di ba? Lahat ng mga instrument na kailangan mo, lahat ng sage, lahat ng incense, lahat ng bato, lahat ng elements, di ba? But if wala kang selfless devotion, that's why it is difficult, very difficult. It's free, but it's difficult. Because yung basehan dito is your qualification. Hindi by certification lang. But of course, may certificate ka sa workshop na to. Since the first one, I haven't given then kasi hindi pa tayo nag-open. But we are slowly doing that. So, pag punta kayo dito, mayroon tayong giving of certificates. Galing, di ba? Of course, everywhere, tagal natin, no? Nandito pa lang sa letter E. Everywhere. Si Krishna is saying, for you to really remember me, to see me, I'm actually everywhere. I'm the taste of water. I'm the light of the sun and moon. I'm Om. Diba? Your mga nag-meditate, Om. Si Krishna yon. It is just like a generic name. Like Mr. Hindi mo alam yung pangalan niya eh. Diba naman, Om. To Om. Diba? So, may mga ganitong explanation si Krishna. I'm the sound of ether. Ability of man. All your ability galing sa kanya. Fragrance of earth. All the fragrance that we have here is coming from earth. Diba? From plants, from the trees, from other animals. Diba yung musk? Diba? Alam mo yung story ng musk? Deer yun, diba? Deer? Musk. Deer. Parang deer siya. Diba? Hinahanap niya yung amoy na yun. Sobrang ganda ng scent. Hanggang ma-aksidente siya. Hindi niya alam siya pala yun. Sa kanya galing yung musk. No? Pero hindi alam siya yun. That's his natural fragrance. So, siya yun. Pinagaling. Heat of the fire. Life of all living beings, of course. Yung soul, lahat galing sa kanya. Part and parcel. Original seed or bijam. Yung intelligence, sa kanya galing. Prowess of the powerful. Strength of the strong. Even regulated sex life. That's one of the powerful. So, it's not just playing around. Diba? It's a sacred ceremony. One should prepare their consciousness. Sabi nga kung anong consciousness ng parents nung ginawa yung child, ganun yung magiging child. So, pag intoxicated, diba, child is ganito. Because ayun yung invite nila ng mga soul. So, the practice of spirituality, they are meditating. Before doing that, they're chanting certain rounds, preparing their consciousness. But sadly, ang dami, halos lahat, accident lang. Because of their lust. Naging accident lang lahat ng tao. Not really, alam mo yun, meant. Not all, of course, yung iba may ganon. Pero mostly, accident lang yan. Nalaman ko yun kasi when I was having my duty as a nurse, nursing student pa ako nun. Doon kami sa Siemens Hospital. So, pag nag-ipon ka para kumuha ka ng board, kailangan may mga numbers of cases ka to assist. Or ikaw yung magkapanganak, di ba? Alam namin yung buwan sa maraming mga anak. Ka-count back lang kami ng days, ng months, minus 9 months, kung kailan umuwi yung mga seaman sa bahay nila. Plus 9 months, eto na yun, marami tayong cases. So, ganun naman, Pero of course, it should be regulated. One should be in control. Hindi siya uncontrolled dapat, 'di ba? So if yung nakita niyo mga spiritual practice na free sex, 'di ba? Ganito. Even they're wearing mga such saintly robes and ornaments and all, so using the Sanskrit terms, pero ang principle nila is free sex for all. This is the highest senses. It's spiritual. They're using that. It's not scriptural. Diba? Yung even the Kama Sutra is also watered down from the Vedas. And lalo-lalo na yung dumating pa sa West. Diba? Lost the comedy talaga palagi dito. So like, yeah. So yung mga ganon. So of course, there are people who accepts or reject these scriptures. The pious men and the miscreants. So if you want to share this, you want to really have your mga spiritual squad, alam mo nyo kung sino yung mga really pious persons, pious people, or mga impayos. So yung iba na distress sila, heartbroken sila, maraming problema sa buhay, they want spirituality, they want relief. No, they could be there could be a way. Iba arty, wealth seeker. They want opulence sa buhay or relief. Kasi ang hirap. Meron din mga gignasu or inquisitive. Ano ba talaga yung nangyayari sa mga buhay, di ba? Ano ba yung purpose? Nag-inquire sila. So nakita nyo ito yun sa right, lower right. Diba, distress sila. Ito, sa aksidente, di ba? Yung chapel daw, yung mga place of worship and prayer sa hospital, mas matindi yung prayer nila. Oh, please, bigyan mo na ako ng second life ko. Papagbutin ko na lahat. And Gyani, of course, those who really desires knowledge about the absolute. Either way, it is effective. It's the right way to have the process ng spirituality. A good start. Yung iba nga lang, pag wala na yung stress nila, diba? In love na uli sila, may boyfriend na sila, may girlfriend na sila. Nakalimutan na yung spirituality. Biroan namin yan dito sa Barrage, sa village na. Prior pre-pandemic, kung napunta siya dito, ano yung nangyari? Tapos pupunta yung boyfriend niya, hiwala ibang araw. Kawin lang to. So, takbuhan nga daw to ng heartbroken, ng broken heart. I want peace. Kailangan ko ng ano. It's okay, still. The best is, of course, those desiring for knowledge of the absolute truth. The others is still okay. But meron mga miscreants. There are mudhas or fools. I'm very sorry for the word, but that is the fact. Meron talagang ganun. It is their choice. May 3 class of learners. The first one, kapag sinabi mo ng tatay dun sa bata, huwag mo ipasok yung daliri mo dun sa electric fan. The LSA is moving. It might cut you or mababa po ito yung daliri mo. Di ba kaya yung fan, nalala yung bata tayo, yung mga electric fan, yung covering ng LSA mas malalaki. Ngayon mas maliliit na, di ba? For safety daw. Pero pwede mo pasok ang daliri mo, masaktan ka. The first class learner, makikinig sa tatay niya. Oo nga, no, makes sense. Kasi umaandar yun. Pag tinamaan ako, masakit. Pag nagdugo, pwede maputol. Yung mga second class learner, alam mo yung sobrang curious. Totoo kaya yung sabi ng tatay. Baka may ibang mangyari. Baka tumatagos na ganun. Diba? Oo nga, tama siya. Hindi ko nagagawin. The third class of learner, sila yung mga fools. Paglagay na, ang sakit Baka pag kaliwang feeding, masakit. Ay, pag pinky. Di pa ulit-ulit. Di ba? Martir. Sabi nga ni Einstein, I'm just paraphrasing. Di ko abusado yung pagkasabi niya. Doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result is the definition of craziness. Ewan ko, craziness or foolishness. Diba? Same na ginagawa mo, tapos expect ka ng result, different result. Diba? Same lifestyle. Gusto ko yumaman. Diba? Hindi naman siya gumagalaw. Hindi siya nag-aaral. Hindi siya nag-invest sa sarili niya. Hindi siya natututo. So, fools. So, mahirap sila mag-step up sa spirituality. Naradamas, laws of mankind. This is because of their karma. They're born the lowest and lowest of the lowest. Yung upbringing nila, yung taste nila sa buhay, yung taste nila sa food. Diba? Ang gusto nila yung mga talagang putrid, yung mga, ano tawag dito? Yung mga food na nearly mabubulok na. Diba yung mga ganun ng mga cheese, may mga ganun. Pero masarap. Yung mga meat na ganun din, diba? Or, meron ngang, even yung mga meat eaters, meron din silang grades. Di ba? Yung iba talaga ayaw nila may itsura, yung iba ayaw na buhay, yung iba kumakain ng buhay. Di ba? Octopus, di ba? Di ba? Sadly, may gano'n, may kumakain ng human flesh. Diba? So, lowest of the lowest. Tapos sarap na sarap sila doon. So, it's hard for them to start spirituality. Mayaya paritag yan. Maya is illusion. Because of them, ito sila. Ito. Damn, feeling na siya. Nakita niyo ba? Ayan, lower left. May nakaganon na daliri. Tapos may libro. Damn, feeling na sobrang talino nila. Feeling nila alam nila lahat. And I'm God. Di ba sino to? Stephen Hawking ba yun? Stephen or Steven? Di ba? Sobrang, sobrang feeling niya matalino siya. Nag-create siya ng party. Stephen Hawking, di ba? Create siya ng party for those time travelers. Di ba? Di ba? Pero walang pumunta. Tapos, there's no God. It's only science. Because of their knowledge, so proud, kinain ng illusion. Like yung classic Titanic, di ba? Hindi ko alam totoo yun. Parang, even God could not break this. Hindi, pinaparaphrase ko lang. Hindi ko alam yung pagkasabi. Even God could not break this barko. Okay, yung sinabi niya. Because of unsinkable, yan. Yung term niya. No? So, because of this, it's hard for them to learn. Asuram bhavam ashrita. Asuram is demoniac. They're really demoniac. They know the supreme exists, pero they choose to be demoniac. And that's their karma. So, itong mga apat na to, ubos yung oras and energy mo if pilitin mo silang maging spiritual. Di ba naalala niyo yung needs, interest, and concern? Ayun yung gusto ng mga tao. Then, you can open up. You can spread spirituality to them. Those, yung mga miscreants, those cretinas, it's gonna be hard. But, you don't just give up on them. We plant the seed to them. Even if they hear the Maha Mantra, diba? Like si Joyce, pag plinay niya yung song ni George Harrison and may Maha Mantra, it's planting the seed to everyone. Yung prasadam to everyone, like today, nag-feeding sila, prasadam feeding sila, Food for Life sa Mandaluyong area. 300 plates of prasadam, vegetarian, yung spiritualized food. Everywhere, planting the seed. You're distributing the books. You have the books. The best gift, you can give the books to others na interested. You're planting the seed of bhakti. Wonder dati, tutubo yan. Parang si Kaloy kumakain ng prasadam sa Mosa dati sa Canto Gallery. Diba? Eksakto, diba? Nakita niya yung mga devotees, nakita niya yung mga narinig niya yung mantra. The one day pa, nag-sprout. Minsan next life pa. Pero we plant the seed. Those who are in the pious man, Sukritinas, automatically, they're really interested. Parang mga kayo. Kikinig ka araw-araw sa isang monk. Hindi sila nagkasawa. So, yeah. So, those are letter A pa rin. And letter D is demigod. Head. So, demigod worship is material. Worship of the Supreme is spiritual. The demigod could give you mga boons or material benefits. But minsan trap yun. It's a trap. Bigyan ka ng mga boon, ng mga energy, mga power. Pero it will make you much more entangled dito. Or sa ego natin. It's still karma. It's still unwanted baggage. Sabi nga ni Notorious, di ba? More money, more problems. Lalo na pag di mo alam yung handle. Di mo alam kung paano engage spiritually. Demigods could give you that. Even ikapahamak mo. But the worship to the Supreme, directly to the source. We have di ba naalala niyo yung akarma, spiritual bank account natin? So it's back to yoga. So that is the head. I will beg for forgiveness because I will have to extend a little bit tonight. Kasi maganda yung next topic natin. Hindi ko siya pwede madalian. Hearing, of course, it is the form how we would advance. That is why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You must listen much more than we speak. Listening is love nga daw. Like in a conversation, those who ask questions are the one in control of the path nung pupuntahan ng kwentuhan nyo. Lalo yung mga magandang magtanong ng question. Tapos pagkasagot ka na, thank you for that one. Wonderful question. I believe. Miss Universal. So, hearing. And everywhere, of course, Krishna is everywhere. We must understand. And we must see Krishna everywhere. Even when you're drinking water, we see Krishna. So, it's helping us remember Krishna palagi. So, we could be Krishna conscious palagi. So, yoga outside the mat goes really far. There are those who accept and reject. So we know kung sino yung tao sa paligid natin. And we have this gift of bhakti. Alam ko hindi niyo mapigilan yung sarili niyo to share. Diba? Those ang sarap eh. It's a journey, di ba? Gusto kasama mo sa journey. And there are those who are demigods. They could give material boon, but sometimes, or most of the time, it will make us just entangled. So we don't encourage demigod worship. Para ka lang naglalagay ng bribery sa mga officials, not directing the tax. Kasi, sige, ano na lang, ito na lang babayad mo, pero walang resibo ah. Like, pag nagka-parking ako sa ganun, sa Manila, kung mabigay ng resibo, ito na lang, para sa temple. O kaya pag may saan ba to? Kunento ko last time yun eh, parang nasa Makati ako. May nagbebenta ng mangoes. Tapos, may prasadam kami, kumakain kami dun sa isang place ng isang friend namin, ng devotee. Binigyan namin siya prasadam. Tapos, nagka-thank you siya. Uy, mag-donate ka para sa temple para offer natin. It's a good karma for you, spiritual karma. Tapos yung vendor, binigyan ako ng maraming mangga. Tontoa siya. So, we offered at the temple. It's a good benefit for them. Diba? It's a good karma. Kasi, very natural sa kanya to give an offering. Kasi sinasabihan niya ako, Kuya, may dumi ka dito, yung tila ko. May dumi ka dito. Tapos, it's a conversation starter. Tapos, in-explain ko sa kanya in a nice, layman's term. Tapos, i-chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Tagalog yun syempre kausap ko siya. Vendor yun. Hindi, baka isipin nyo, English siya dahil taga-POB siya. So, of course, inhale and exhale. Welcome sa ating 11.2 na session, Essence of the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8. So when we were young, sa super Catholic school, sa multinational, mga makukulit kami doon. Alam mo yung may bata kayo may mga question. So anong pipiliin mo? Mga ganun. Ano sense. Tapos meron kami mga tanong, so gusto pumunta, heaven or hell? Ay, mga kami noon mga metalhead, nakikinig, mga grade 2, grade 3, nakikinig na kami ng mga heavy music noon Pag andyan yung teacher, Alanis Morissette, pag alis, Rage Against the Machine. Mga grade 2, grade 3 kami noon. Sa Metallica na kami, gano'n. Tapos syempre, metal, di ba? Ang gusto mo, heaven or hell? Syempre yung mga tao, heaven. Kami yung mga kontrabida, no? Heaven. So, ready ka na mamatay. So, you get the G's. You cannot go to heaven or hell kapag di ka namatay. God, gusto na kita makasama, pero ayaw mamatay. Kailangan mo muna mamatay para mapunta ka doon. So, where do we go when we die? So, for one to attain the Supreme, for one to be with the Supreme, be with Krishna, one should leave this body. This body is material. Para siya dito. To go to the spiritual world, you don't need this body. You have to be, yung part of cleansing kasama to. You have to cleanse. You cannot bring this. So that's why our acronym for tonight is DEAD. So, anong knock on wood mamaya kumakatok-katok kayo dyan. Death na naman. Yung monk na to, laging death. So, nag-uusap sila Krishna sa kasi Arjuna, di ba? Si Krishna, he's the supreme, he's very expert. May mga binitawan siya mga Sanskrit terms. Tapos, alam naman ni Arjuna yon of course, pero he wants clarification. Parang tayo, pag nag-usap tayo, I was wondering if you could clarify this, Prabhu. Ito ba pag sinabi mo, karma, ganito. So, clarification. So, tinanong ni Arjuna, ano yung mga terms ito? Brahman is a spirit. So, in Sanskrit, minsan may different terminologies like Atma or Jiva or Brahman. It's the soul, the living entity, indestructible. Adhyatma. Sino yung controller ng body na to? Karma, pinag-usapan natin yun. Ang easy way to understand it is action and reaction. Karma. Adibhuta, the material manifestation. Is the material world ever-changing? Diba? Like the trend. Summer, winter, araw, gabi. Diba? Ever-changing palagi yung mundo. Adidaiva, the supreme demigod. So, Adiyagna, sino yung enjoyer ng mga sacrifice? And where does Adiyagna reside? Sino yung supreme? So, iba-ibang terminologies lang yan. And sinagot ni Krishna yan kaagad. Sabi, Brahman is the spirit, Adhyatma, controller of the body, that is the soul. Without the soul, hindi magagalaw tong body na to. Pag namatay na, all the elements, all the organs is still there. Intact. Minsan, wala namang cause of death. Nawala lang yung soul, umalis na. So, yung soul, yung controller of the body. Karma, of course, ano yung activities ng mga tao na yon, ng living entity na yon. And in this material manifestation, the Adibhuta. So, those were other controllers. Sino yung supreme sa kanila? Which is si Krishna pa rin. Supreme Demigod. Siya yung supreme ng lahat. And Adiyagna, all the activities, sino yung nag-enjoy? Kanina natin ino-offer lahat. Lahat is an offering. Lahat ng ginagawa natin. Offering to our senses, di ba? Luto ka para makain. All offering sa ibang tao. The love. Di ba? The Surya Namaskar is an offering. Namaskar is an offering to Surya, to the sun god. So, sino yung ultimate enjoyer na to? And saan siya nakareside? That is Krishna. Nakareside sa heart of all. Krishna in the form of the super soul or Paramatma. So, ito na yung last question. Ito yung naging chapter. Chapter 8. How to remember Krishna at the time of death. Kasi sobrang importante ano yung last memory mo, last remembrance mo when you die. And sobrang totoo yun, kapag mamamatay yung isang tao, may flashback. Alam niyo sa mga movies. Di ba? Mababangga na yung sasakit tapos magka-flashback yung mong... I don't know na experience ito, pero yung isang devotee na kasama ko palagi, sinabi ni Chandra, na-experience na ito 2 beses na. Talagang near-death experience talaga. Tapos magka-flashback, talagang dadaanan niya yung buong buhay niya. The more you remember the things na palagi mo ginagawa, I mean, in the things na maalala mo is the things na palagi mo ginagawa. Ano yung consciousness mo? And yung last consciousness mo at the time of death. And that will be your next life. Nadaanan mo lahat, pero ayun yung isa. There's a story na may isang businessman started from scratch. He built an empire. And yung maraming generation na niya yung kasunod. Nag-work sa kanya, buong angkan, buong clan. Then he died. It's too much. Inisip niya paano ko i-handle to, at yung mga ginawa niya dito. Diba? Sino mag-asikaso ng mga business natin, magkaaway itong mga anak ko. Diba? He's too much attached. Guess where? Saan siya pinanganak next life? Yung naging tao na siya uli. In that same building. Pero since hindi naman siya maging mabuting tao, hindi siya mayaman. Isa siyang beggar dun sa front sa front door sa lobby ng isang main building nila. Tapos lagi siyang sinisipa, pinapaalis ng anak niya. Same, nakita niyo kung gaano yung galing yung material nature mag-combine ng mga karma natin. Yeah. So, ganun yung collective karma. Ganun tayo ngayon. Kung saan nang galing. So, death, how to remember Krishna. Why? I'll read the translation. I'll read the Sanskrit. Andy could read the translation. Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram Prayati shamad bhavam yati nasti atrasam sayaha. Translation. Oh, I need to unmute. Allow it to mute. You can try it. Hare Krishna, Andy.
Andy ba? Sorry, akala ko Annie.
Sorry. Andy.
And whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt.
Exactly. Thank you. Whatever we think habang nasa deathbed tayo, doon tayo pupunta. You think of a deer next life, marami kang life magiging deer. You think of this activity, gusto mo tulog ng tulog, ayan, tulog ka ng mahaba. Next life, bear ka. So, anong activity mo? But when one remembers Krishna at the time of death, alone, si Krishna lang, he attains Krishna. He goes to Krishna. How to do that? Check mo yung consciousness mo buong araw. So, when we chant, di ba? Ang dami nag-disturb sa utak ko. Ayun yung mga iniisip po palagi buong araw. And you cannot also pause yung mind mo. So, our goal is to remember Krishna at the time of death. So, pwede bang ganoon? Pwede bang katulad na lang sa school? Pag magka-cramming na ako, mag-aaral ako pag andun yung exam para matanda mo kagad. It's gonna be really hard. Death is so painful. Paano pa pag corny yung pagkamatay mo, may mga tubo-tubo ka dito, umiiyak yung mga kamag-anak mo, tapos code, di ba? May mga code, tapos ni-revive ka, di ba? Hindi siya graceful death. Huwag mo ko iiwan. Umiiyak yung mga kamag-anak mo. Paano mo ma-remember si Krishna in that painful situation? Anong consciousness mo? Hindi, lumaban daw ako, lalaban. Ay, hindi, gusto ko nang umalis dito. Mag-suffer na. Hindi, laban daw ako eh. Lumaban ka. Huwag ka matutulog. Di ba? Actually, wala nagturo sa atin how to prepare sa death. Death is the final exam. And our life is our preparation. Then you will realize, temporary lang lahat. May mga ganitong wake-up call. Pandemic. Diba? Naranasan mo temporary lang lahat. Diba? That is also like that. But our goal is to remember Krishna at the time of it. How to do that? Ano yung consciousness mo palagi, araw-araw? Paano mo pa-practicein pag andyan na? So, edi, conscious ako. Para pag may aksidente, sino dito yung nag-curse, nagmumura kapag may nalaglag, di ba? Nagugulat. Ay! Next life mo ayun ka. Oh my God. Oh my Krishna. Kaya yung mga devotees lagi Hare Krishna. Oh my Krishna. Oh Krishna pag nagugulat sila. Malay mo, ayun last na gulat mo. Diba, na-aksidente ka na. You shouted Krishna's name. Diba? Nakita mo yung consciousness, ba't niya sinabi yun? Diba? Ba't bastos yung pagkasabi? Kasi lagi niya iniisip. Diba? So we need to, diba? Change natin yung habit natin na pag nagulat, na surprise tayo, expression natin. Ano yung sinasabi mo? Ano naging consciousness mo? Eh, paano pag last mo na yun? So that is the end of life. So to attain the Supreme, bakit gusto natin umalis dito? There's a comparison. Material world and the spiritual world. Heaven and hell is part of the material world. OMK, yeah. Oh my Krishna. Ganun yung makikita mo yung mga bhakti yogi. Pwedeng, oh my God, but sino yung God? Ano yung, di ba? Better have a name. Personalist tayo, we want to connect. So, yeah, Krishna. If you have a name of God, of the Supreme, then chant it. Hallowed be thy name. Diba? Chant it. You must holler, or you must holler. Naging street ano. Oh, may gulay doon. Gulay ka next life. Kamatis ka next. Ay, hindi, fruit pala yung kamatis. So yeah, material world, heaven and hell is part of the material world. Temporary lang. Hindi siya eternal. Oh, eternal ka na masusunog sa hell or eternal ka sa heaven. Diba? That was my question when I was younger. Talaga, ganito yun. Kapag nakakapag-confess ka bago mamatay, heaven ka na. Paano pag sobrang masamang tao ako? Diba? Rapist, murderer, diba? Mass murderer pa nga. Diba? Yung mga scheme na manloloko ng tao. Diba? Tapos pag nag-confess ako, pwede na pala. Tapos paano pag sobrang bait mo? Tapos mamatay ka, hindi ka pa nakapag-confess. Forever ka na sa hell? Ako lang naman yung question ko lang naman yung when I was younger. Kasi di ba kailangan daw ganun. So hindi. Hindi ka forever sa hell, hindi ka forever sa heaven. Temporary lang. Matagal, living a life ng isang demigod, yung 6 months natin, 12 hours lang nila. Yun yung time difference. Parang di ba may theory of relativity ng time din si Einstein. That's very true. Aralin natin yan next time. Different planetary systems, different demigods, different time. Yung buong creation nga lang, si Lord Vishnu, isang hinga lang yun eh. Isang exhale lang yun. Pag inhale niya, dissolution na. Pag exhale niya, creation na. Same thing. Ibang bakterya sa katawan natin, few seconds lang, few minutes lang. Diba? Yung dog mo, whole life, 13 years old. Tanda na siya noon. Pero nakita mo, nagka-apo na siya. Diba? Naging adult na siya, naging old age na, naging old age na siya. Same. Ganun din tayo, ganun din yung mas higher being, mas mahaba. So, ano meron sa heaven, ano meron sa hell, ano meron dito sa middle planetary system, sa Earth, is birth, old age, disease, and death. Ito yung stages natin. Birth, old age, disease, and death. You cannot escape this. Ito rin yung problems of life. Ito yung sinusolve ng mga tao. Ito dito nakaikot yung industry. How to counteract old age. The beauty industry. Diba? Wrinkle-free. Diba? Dye ng hair, makeup, hide the wrinkles. Gawin mo to, gawin mo yan. To prevent disease, diba? Health. Or hospital, diba? Death, ganun din, ng birth. So, this is not a place for us to suffer ultimately. And unlimitedly. This material world. This is like a prison house where we need to learn our lessons para escape na tayo dito. Versus concentration camp na you're sent there to die, di ba? Torture ka lang tapos mamatay ka. No, this material world is like a prison house. We must learn the lesson. Kaya dito tayo. Detachment. Ang dami natin lesson kailangan matutunan. In the spiritual world is different. It's way much bigger. Time is eternal. Walang birth and death. Kahit ilang beses ka na pinanganak dito sa material world. Pag bumalik ka lang sa spiritual world, kung saan tayo galing, para ka lang nanaginip. Uy, anong nangyari? May lesson ka pala natutunan doon. So, compare mo yung billions of years sa eternality. Di ba? Sobrang liit lang niya. Same. That is a spiritual world and we want to go back there. That is our real home. So, infallible, hindi sisira, walang creation, walang dissolution. It's all attractive. Walang Meralco doon, hindi kailangan ng ilaw. It's ever-glowing. Yung mga impersonalists, yung Nirvana, Brahmajyoti, yung pinimeditate ng mga Buddhists and all, they want to go to the light. That is just the glow, the aura, the effulgence ng spiritual world. Hindi sila maka-enter. So, wala silang relationship eh. Alam mo yung password, wala silang connection. Ay, hindi gusto nila pantuhan. Ang corny rin, di ba? Pag gusto mo pumunta sa light, gusto mo pumunta sa nothingness. Next life, andong ka, numulutang-lutang ka lang. Anong gagawin ko? Di ba? Hindi, kailangan natin to. Ngayong pandemic, na-experience natin yan, di ba? Pag na-quarantine, di ba? Naubusan ka ng gagawin mo. Nag-exercise ka na, nanonood ka ng mga gawa ka ng mga coffee, gawa ka ng mga challenges, gawa na. Di ba? Gusto mo may engagement, may activity, di ba? So, going to the light is also temporary. Bababa ka ulit. A place of no return. If you go back to the Supreme, so, balik ka na. Hindi ka na babalik sa material world. So, please bear with me, onti na lang to. So, dead, di ba? How to go there? May different paths. So, may different destination. Those who are impersonalists, ito lang yung mga gyanis, di ba, impersonalists. Doon sila sa Brahmajyoti, this is the light. Ang ganda lang sila. Ayun yung gusto nila puntahan eh. Gusto ko pumunta sa labas ng Malacanang, ganda ka lang talaga. Hindi ka makapasok. Wala kang appointment eh. So same. That is your life. Ay yung magiging death mo, gusto ko pumunta sa light. O, dyan ka. Yan. Harap ka ng gagawin mo dyan. Pero hindi pwede kasi nothingness nga. Diba? Bangon-bangon lang tayo dun sa pagkaka-present ng ganito. Kasi it's an escape. Empty your mind. You don't feel anything. This is not real. We are all one. Meditate on love and light. It's all impersonal. It's soothing kasi natanggal natin yung mga baggages. Pero sometimes you're just escaping. Hindi na matanggal yung empty your mind. Diba? Wala kang problema. Pag tingin mo, kalit pala na kwarto mo, ayaw mo linisin. Hindi, meditation lang yan. Mind over matter lang yan. Diba? Magbabati din kami ng family ko o kaya ng girlfriend ko. Meditate ka lang. No, pas wala kang galaw. So, hindi ganon. So, another is karma candies, yung mga materialists. Their life is focused on material. They could go to heaven kapag good karma, but they need to go back to earth after maubos yung karma nila doon. So, ito yung ginawa ko. Katumbas niya 1,000 years ako sa heavenly planets in this Loka, this Satya Loka, planet of Lord Brahma, planet of Lord Shiva, planet of this demigod. Pero pagkatapos na yon, yung karma mo doon, balik ka dito. Because in this middle planetary system, sa Earth, ito yung edit phase. Di ba pag naka-receive ka ng mga Excel, Google Sheet, or may mga file na read-only lang, hindi ka pwede mag-edit. In heaven sa sa hell, nare-receive mo lang yung mga karma. Kapag nasa ibang body ka ng animals, nare-receive mo lang yung karma. Kapag nasa human body ka na uli, that is where you do again things that could have reactions or that could stop all the cycle. Kaya very important, very rare, nandito tayo sa human body. So we should not waste this chance and opportunity to escape. Real escape to stop, to break the cycle of birth and death. That is the purpose ng human body, having this human body of life. It is not to live like an animal. We've done that many times already. And pupuntahan natin yung next life kung gusto mo talaga doon. But of course, those who are a yogi, bhakti yogi in specific, connected to the Supreme, they have selfless devotion. Ang destination nila, Krishna Loka, the planets of Krishna, spiritual world. So may mga nakita niyo yung path, in light, influenced by fear God, auspicious moment of the day. Diba? Ito dapat umaga, fortnight of waxing moon, or 6 months when the sun travels to the north. Dapat dito ka mamatay. Yung mga yogis kasi na mystic, they could choose when to die. Meditate sila hanggang mag-escape. Those who died in darkness, during smoke, fortnight. So, alam mo yung kanta ng The Woods, namatay kang lasing, isa ka ng multo. Hindi ko lang alam ni Kaloy yun. You died intoxicated, you're a ghost. That's your consciousness. Diba? Suicide, ghost. Nag-wonder pa rin sila, diba? So, same. Pero if you're a bhakti yogi, personally, a devotee, anytime, you will remember Krishna parang lotus, di ba? Kahit anong sitwasyon, straight yung consciousness mo. So that is dead. Ano yung devotion mo? A devotee means with devotion. Hindi routine. Hindi tayo nag-chant out of routine lang. I'm very sorry kung lagi ko yung ina-update. Sabi ni Radha, tsara mag-chant daw. So, aside from cleansing, it is a byproduct nga lang actually. Pero the chanting is connecting. Yoga means to link. There are different practices. Ngayon, isipin natin, ano yung mga pinagagawa natin ng mga buhay na energy and all. If it is healing, it could give benefit to others, that's okay. But if the intention is just be an expert, tapos yung ego pala natin hindi napapansin lumalaki because we think we're the controller, we have this energy. Kaya ko magbigay ng energy sa kamatis, tapos di siya bubulok. So, anong benefit sa spirituality nun? Ilagay mo sa ref. Diba? Ito yung right way to use the philosophy. Lagay mo sa ref. Ma-practice mo pa ilang taon para hindi mabulok yan. Lulutuin naman din siya kaagad. Diba? Unless may business ka na diba? Or hindi mababasag yung fluorescent light kapag nilagay ko yung bulb. Pag nilagay ko lang siya ng energy. Ba't may babaksak? Wag mo baksak. Wow, hirap-hirap maglinis eh. No, it's just a show. Nakita natin, di ba? And those who are having this mysticism, tapos sinushow nila sa maraming tao, show off lang sila. For what purpose? Fame? Tapos o kaya may donation? Or have followers? No. This is a byproduct when you're practicing spiritual life. Madalas lumalabas na yun doon. Nagiging mas sensitive ka na. Compassion, di ba? Yung iba practice your compassion and all. Pero yung diet niya iba. Tapos, banal na aso, santong kabayo naman siya. Di ba? Di ba? Harsh pa rin sa ibang tao. They practice compassion. It's just sentimental. Pero sabi nga nila, it's their fall downs. Ba't kanila kailangan gawin mag-show off? Diba? If you want to heal, heal ka. Even if they don't know. Why? Ba't kailangan pa i-announce? But the real purpose is to connect to the Supreme. These are byproducts. Kaya nga elevator of Bhakti Yoga. You're in that path, lahat yun, nako-connect mo na. And some are having that. And we're not interested. If that will not give you love to the Supreme, awaken your love, why give much more time? Alam mo yung pag may punta kang destination, tapos ang dami mong stopover, tapos di ka nakaalis doon, nakakaligaw talaga siya. Or may goal ka, linisin yung, kailangan ko general cleaning sa kwarto ko. So, rearrange para makamove on ko kasi may mga memory pa siya dito. Tanggalin ko na yung mga gamit niya. Tapos, iba yung itsura, iba yung kulay. Tapos habang naglilinis ka, nag-aayos ka, nakita mo yung mga letters nyo, tapos binabasa mo. Sayang talaga kami, no? Tapos tingnan mo yung mga pictures. Wala na mga letters ngayon eh, no? Nung mga bata tayo, may mga letters pa. May box of letters pa. Ngayon sa inbox na lang, okay, sa email. Okay, backread ka na lang sa messenger. Gusto ko burahin yung mga pictures niya, tapos titingnan mo yung mga pictures. Say na itong lugar na to. Tapos di mo na nagawa yung purpose mo, na nakatambay ka na doon. That is mysticism. That is those mga naliligaw sa energy. I'm not saying not to do that. I'm still doing my yoga asana. But for the purpose of maintaining this body. Not for the purpose na to gain popularity kasi kaya kong mag-ganitong position or kaya kong if you're a teacher, promote yourself. Totoo yun. Kailangan mo gawin yun. Diba? No, don't get me wrong. Gawin mo yun, diba? I-show mo, i-post mo. You're a yoga teacher, you want to promote. But for what purpose? If you're gonna use that to connect to others so you can plant seeds of bhakti, that's the real purpose. Just like with George Harrison. Pwede naman siya talagang mag-enjoy lang sa fame. Girls, diba? Money. Which ginawa niya. Sabi niya nga, parang doesn't give happiness. So, knowing, nagkakaroon ng meaning yung mga ginagawa natin. Directly or indirectly. So, when you die, eto na. This is knowing kung saan yung next destination mo. What happens to us at death is based kung ano yung ginagawa natin when we're living. And we don't want to be born again and again and again. We've been here for many times already. Sawara tayo dito. We've been waiting for this moment para maka-exit na. Makabalik kay Krishna. So, don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. We have very short, limited time. That is a fact. You cannot just wait. Pag mag-practice ako spirituality, pag medyo retired na ako, kapag nagawa ko na yung mga goals ko, it will not happen. Unang-una, hindi mo fulfill lahat. Talagang hindi ako motivational speaker. Demotivational speaker ako. Unang-una, hindi mo magagawa lahat. Hindi mo makuha yung real satisfaction. Pag akat mo ng bundok na yun, may another mas malaking bundok. Walang finish line yung tinatakbo mong karera. Pag meron ka ng 1 million, gusto mo ng 3 million, 4 million, 1 billion, di ba natapos yung desire natin. And we don't know when we will die. Old age, retirement age, we don't know. Next year, next month, today, tonight, tomorrow, wala makakasabi. Di lang tayo, everyone. That's why The death of others should be the reminder na mangyayari sa atin yun. Now, if we are in that consciousness, we will not play around. We will be serious. It doesn't mean you'll not be happy. Monks are happy. I'm a happy monk. Tawa lang kami ng tawa. Pero, ano yung ginagawa mo? Ano yung goal mo? Ano yung consciousness mo? So, ang laki, ang bigat. Ano to? Ba't kita itong gagawin? First step, think of Krishna. No? Chant your rounds. So, sino nagka-chant pa rin dito araw-araw? You can raise your hands sa reaction. Patingin para mabilang ko. Walang mintes? Okay lang kung may mintes. Kapag may mintes, doble mo lang sa next day. 3 times na. Ano yung minimum nyo ngayon? Yung minimum. You can type dun sa chat box natin. So, ano minimum rounds mo everyday? 1, 2, no judgment. Very nice. Others? I have the taste of water, sabi ni Krishna. So that is minimum. Don't be discouraged kapag hindi mo nagagawa palagi. Sabi nga ni Sac de la Rocha nung Rage Against the Machine. Ayaw ko kilala niyo yun. Hindi ko alam kung same taste tayo ng mga music when we were younger. When he was in a band, younger band niya, he's a band called Inside Out. Nakita mo naka-neckbead sila and all. He's a Krishna hardcore band. So, and may kanta sila. Doon yung kanta ng Rage Against the Machine. But yeah, he mentioned, what better place than here? What better time than now? So, you can still start to chant every day. And I tell you, the real goal of chanting is to connect to the Supreme. Automatic yung mga cleansing, yung stability ng mind natin, stability ng emotions natin. It doesn't mean wala ka lang problema, pero harapin mo siya na mas right consciousness. Spiritually conscious ka. He practiced, si Andy. He was in a band. Tapos naka-neckpiece din siya. He was in a band called Inside Out. You can check. Tapos puro devotee. Yung the rest ng bandmates, mga devotee pa rin. But when he was younger, he was practicing. So meron sila mga kanta, spiritual surrender and all. So he was really young back then. I think 80s pa yan. Late 80s. Or early 90s. So deep doubt, of course, in-explain ni Krishna ano yung mga terminologies na inas ni Arjuna. Tapos, in-explain niya. Kasi yung question ni Arjuna, how to remember you at the time of death. In-explain ni Krishna, that's the whole chapter, ay yung answer niya. Ano yung moment, ano yung mariremember mo at the time of death? Ayun yung next lives mo. So sabi ni Krishna, remember me alone. How to do that? How to attain the Supreme? If we live our life Krishna consciously. So first step is to chant. That will develop our devotion. And whatever we do, we try to offer to Him. You offer the money, you offer the food, your plant-based sattvic food, even the fruits, the water. Diba? Sabi ni Krishna, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. Patram puspam palam toyam. So that is that. So don't be afraid of dying. Be afraid of not really living. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you for being with me. Todo extend na ako. Maraming salamat. You can open your camera. Picture muna tayo, everyone. May assignment ba tayo? Tingnan natin may assignment. Ito. Write your realization or realizations about that. But picture muna tayo, everyone. Yes. Oh, yung dami pa rin. Thank you. You are all my ride and die. Hi, Ika and Kevs. Hare Krishna. Terno pa kayo ng sota. Magang hanggang gabi magkakasama tayo. Hello, Patty. Sige, picture tayo everyone. Count of 3. 1, 2, Hare Krishna. Wait lang, may notification. Hindi kasi ako nag-update ng ano eh, OS eh. Pag in-update ko to, hindi gagana lahat ng ano ko. Um, yung software ko. 1, 2, 3. One more. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, everyone. Always humbled and honored being with your presence. Thank you for walking the earth. And always, kompletong gabi kapag nakakasama ko kayo. So, I'll see you tomorrow again. And again, salamat dun sa mga umahabol dun sa mentorship service. The more the merrier. I'm really feeling the connection. And I'm humbled kasi you're choosing me to be your mentor by the help of my teachers then and mentors. I'll try my best to serve and guide. Of course, I want to get to know everyone. So, salamat din sa mga nakakausap ko sa Zoom, sa mga Zoom calls. And, sorry na wala na iba. Few things. We will have a program here. It's called Vraj Vegetarian Barbecue. Huwag ka malungkot kay ko next time, promise. Hindi siya pwede. We'll have a barbecue party, vegetarian barbecue party. It is relax lang. It's not a temple program. Just getting to know yung mga different batches and all, or actually meeting. So there are few slots na open this Saturday. If you wish to come, it's lunch, tapos kirtan, meditation, music meditation, plus barbecue party. Then you get to meet other Bhakti yogis here in the temple. We are at, ang lapit lang na ito kay Jessie, in Alaminos, Laguna. That's the way. It's officially Kalawan, but the entry is Alaminos. So in Manila, it's 1.5 hour. This Saturday. So let me know. So I can send you the invitation and poster. Tapos, if you're in the area, we'll try to arrange para may kasabay ka if you want to carpool. So message nyo ako kagad kasi mabilis sa puno yung ano. May mga hindi lang available this time. Kaya may few person pa, may slot pa. Andy, ikaw punta ka rito ah. Si Andy talaga. Abang ka namin, Andy ah. So yun, message nyo ako. If you have, I think I can answer one question if you wish to. Or pagod na yun. Pagod na yung boses ko buong araw kung nag-meeting. Kayo naman magsalita. Kasi ikaw Joyce, ikaw magtanong ng mga question. Ikaw mag-host. There will be next. Annie, there will be no. Start pa lang siya. So maraming magiging next. And ang dami construction ba dito sa village? So actually, we want a bigger retreat, day retreat, mga ganon. Pero there's more mga ganitong event. I don't know if hot pot party, pero summer na eh. O samgyup, vegetarian samgyup. Basta this time, vegetarian barbecue. Malapit na matapos yung teleporter mo. Masabi mo si Stephen Hawking, ba may ano siya? Meron siyang time machine. Hindi, teleporter pala. Thank you very much everyone. Joyce, Amaya. Ay, no, wala na. Iba, hindi ko pa nabate. Annie, Marjan Kaloy, Andy, Rob, Dan, Aika, Rochi, Marlene, Keiko, Jumi, Manmayo, Patty, and Rodel. Hare Krishna. I'll see you soon, very soon. And Rodel, I'll see you soon then. And basta babalitaan kita. Hare Krishna. Good night. And please, if you haven't chanted your rounds, pwede pang umabol. And kita tayo tomorrow evening. Bye everyone. Good night.